ready? It's the Roundtable with me, Robert Bannon. Well, hello. Oh, what is going on? You know what's going on? Los Angeles Mexican food. Hi from LA. Hey, everybody. My name is Robert Bannon. Welcome to the Roundtable. If you're brand new to the Roundtable, I'm so happy to have you here. We host a show every single Thursday-ish. Usually it's Thursday. And we have the brightest and best artists and entertainers here for you. We get to know about a little piece about them and their art. I'm usually live in New Jersey, but I flew out this morning to Los Angeles. I'm happy to be here. I had a great flight. And I am live. I'm super duper live. I'm live right now from LA. It's 4 o'clock here. Someone asked, my friend Marie asked, "You're going to be live?" I'm here. I'm live. The interviews are taped, but I'm live. Last night, so funny. I tried to make like a fake show, like where I sat down and did this and recorded it. My internet went out. It was like the gods were telling me, like, bitch, don't even try. Give them the real deal. So hello from LA, everybody. Hope you're doing well. Happy last week of July. Yes. Look at, hey, Roundtablers. That's my friend Abby. Abby's going to send me a list of drag queens that are canceled so I don't get myself into trouble. All right, we have a good show, though. We have a good show. If you don't know Funky Geneva, then you need to catch TGIF, which is a show that's on Fox Soul. It's so good. It's with Al Reynolds, who was married to Star Jones, Claudia Jordan, and Funky Geneva, where they talk about gossip and all the fun things. Hey, Christine. Hey, Christine. I hope you're feeling better. I know you're under the weather. We send all of our love to you. It means a lot that you're here, even under the weather. So thank you. He's so good. But what's more important about it is that he was an accountant and left his job to do what he loved. And that's right up our alley. And then Tony Talks is here. I've been reposting his videos. My students always ask me, do you have a favorite YouTuber? Do you have a favorite TikToker? And I'm always like, I'm old. I don't do those things. I don't know. But then I found Tony. So Tony is here. He's going to tell us all about how it started. He's ridiculous. And I'm obsessed. So I am really, really excited to have this show. Oh, thank you, Abby. God, sometimes I hear my voice and I'm like, oh, it's so loud and jarring. So pack up your suitcase and go visit your fam. All right, let's hear it for our week in review. I had a cute week. You know, my dad is sick, so I've been taking care of his dog. So we have 3 dogs in the house. None of them are mine. My cousins live on the other upstairs of the house, and I live downstairs. So they have 2 dogs, and I have my dad's dog. So we have 3 dogs here. This is what it legit sounds like when you walk into my house. No rest for the weary. So when you say I'm off for the summer because I'm a teacher in real life, not at 6:15 in the morning. But they're super cute. I got to see some fun theater last week as well. I brought the babies, you know, the babies that are always with me. I brought them to see Winnie the Pooh, the puppet show. Kudos to Disney for this really fun imagining. It's 55 minutes. It's really cute if you're in New York City. And listen, they didn't even give me free tickets. I'm not promoting them for them. This is just a cute show. It was really cute. He loved it. She loved it. It was a sweet moment. I was happy to go with them. We were testing to see if this one here can really stay for a whole Broadway show because he wants to see Aladdin. So it was really cute. Then they came over and saw the dog. And then little Sam, of course, he gets into the cage. He's like, him and the dog are in the cage. Yeah, they're adorable doggies. They're really cute. Their names are Cooper, Milo, and my dad's dog is named Clarence. Now, most people think he's named after Clarence Clemens, the saxophone player from E Street Band, but he's named from the angel in It's a Wonderful Life. I don't know. I've never seen the movie. Don't judge me. But he's a cutie. He's just a terror. So it was a fun week. And I get to announce tonight a brand new segment that we just started on the show. It's called, are you ready? And make sure you like, comment, and share this with your friends. Share this with your friends. Comment below. Like, subscribe. We should say subscribe because subscribing is more important, right? to the YouTube page because we're almost at 2,000 followers and we're growing and growing by leaps and bounds. So if you could subscribe and share the show, we want new people to come watch it. So it's not just the same of us, and then it lives on and people watch it around the world later. But I love us live here together. It's like our own little clubhouse. So join me in liking, comment, and subscribe. And then we have a brand new thing called the Roundtable Talks, like the Red Table Talks, but not. No smacking. No, what did she call her? August Alsina and Jada Pinkett were an entanglement. No entanglements here, but it's on YouTube, and they're going to be interviews that I have with other people who have projects and events that needed out, and we don't have space for them on this show, but I want to talk to them in a casual setting. So we start with a really fun, wonderful first guest. I saw his show and it was so good. We started things off right here. You can check it out. It's called Roundtable Talks. Subscribe, like, comment. It's creator, writer, actor, comedian, and star of Mr. Miss America, which is playing off-Broadway right now at the Rattlesnake Theater, Neil DeStalfo. It's a fun interview. Christine watched it, and I really liked it, and I was really proud to have a good conversation with him about acting. It's only available on YouTube, and you should absolutely check it out. See, Christine, that is why you should be here. Subscribe and click the notification bell so then it will tell you that I'm here. And then you could come join us. And then you could join the fun and shenanigans. You've already seen from last week that you have been shared to all my friends already. Yeah, Abby made her debut on the Roundtable last week, and then Abby's fan club was here. Abby's friends were all here saying that's the Abby from online. That's the Abby from Twitter. That's the Abby that's our drag expert. That's the Abby that's in so Abby, you are always resharing. So thank you for promoting, and I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. And you too, Christine, subscribe and click the notification bell and join us. All righty, and let's do our shameless plug. So watch Neil after this. Watch Neil. It's good. Shameless plug. 'Cause I'm shameless. Yeah. So I wanted to say that we have our very return engagement. Please go check it out. Everybody, some of you were here. Go to robertbannon.com. Like I said, but there's only one $10 ticket left. One $10 ticket left. Come see me in October 22nd. I bring the Rewind show back to New York City. It's going to be at Green Room 42, and we're recording it for a live album. You do not want to miss this moment. Be a part of the actual audience of an album that will be available to stream, and you can be there, and I hope you're there because I really want to see you. I'm so excited to do it, and it's tickets are on sale, so get them before I start blasting it all over the place at robertbannon.com. We're doing a new robertbannon.com. We're working on a new robertbannon.com as well. Next week, we have a wonderful, wonderful show. We're doing a series of summer streams, the shows that I've been binge watching over the summer now that I've been home. And we start with the first one, which is Queer as Folk. So Chris Renfro and Armand Fields are going to be here. They're both stars of the new Queer as Folk. It's on Peacock, and I can't wait to talk to both of them. They're so great on the show. And next week, we'll have Chris Renfro and Armand Fields here to talk about all things. And then coming up, what do we have coming up? Wendell Pierce from The Wire and from Waiting to Exhale, and then soon to be Death of a Salesman on Broadway. Lana Gordon, the star of Chicago on Broadway. Justin Guarini from American Idol. Mark Summers from Double Dare. Anthony Cavan from Love, Victor. And then August 9th is a special show, Whitney Houston's birthday, with her music director for almost 30 years, Ricky Minor, who goes on to win Emmy Awards and to write and play. He directs the music for the Kennedy Centers, for the Oscars, for the Grammys. He works with Beyonce. He works with Jennifer Hudson. He worked with Prince, but he was with Whitney for many years. We'll spend a whole entire hour with Ricky, and he will go into detail of how that all started and how he works and how his advice for up-and-coming musicians and artists. So that's a special show, August 9th. I can't wait. But up first, my mother who went to Pennsylvania today. Hi, Mom. I hope you had a good trip. The virtual tip jar is open. You can Venmo at R. Bannon, and you can send any money my way. The money goes to promote the show. Last week, we had almost 13,000 people ended up watching it within the week. I'm so grateful for people for finding us, even if they're not with us live. Welcome to the Encore viewers. Thank you for being here. And I hope if it's you watch for a minute or you watch for an hour and a half, it's just something from my heart to yours. And I know that everyone here that's watching right now, the same. So thank you all for being here. It really means a lot to me. So donate, send a little something, something if you can. It's tough times. This is my gift. It's my gift to do the show. But if you want to contribute, I appreciate it very, very much. All right. So my favorite YouTuber, my favorite TikToker, I didn't have an answer. I never had an answer. But then I saw the ridiculousness, and it is ridiculousness, of Tony Talks. And I got the chance to talk to him. But first, take a peek at a little bit of what he does.
Let me tell you, I love this restaurant. Have you been here before?
Nah. You know, I actually prefer to cook at home.
You cook? Do you know how to make steak and potatoes?
I can make whatever you want, baby.
I'm sorry.
Are y'all ready to order?
Actually, just drinks for now. My date knows how to make a mean steak and potatoes.
Oh my God, yeah, my mom used to make a mean steak and potatoes.
Thank you.
Well, do you need anything else?
Leave.
No!
Let's get this out the way. Children, I want 7.
Problems, I want none.
Cooking? No, I can't even make a Pop-Tart.
Cleaning, yep, never vacuumed a day in my life.
A job? Oh, honey, no, I will never have.
Commitment, I'm gonna be honest, might have trouble with that.
But you can make a mean steak and potatoes, right?
No, I lied. But I can make a mean bowl of cereal.
No one ordered a thing. Are y'all ready to order? A well-done man would be nice.
A well-done woman would be nice.
Tried it. I've been on the grill my entire life, honey.
Exactly, your insides are burnt.
That was a good comeback, honey.
That was a great comeback.
Yeah, no, and you can't come back from that. And I'm not gonna try. Oh, God.
I don't need you. I have my dog.
Why am I stuck? I'm stuck. Just walk through. Just walk through.
I don't need you. I have my dog.
Walk through. Just walk through. Walk through. Honey, just walk through. Just walk through. Just walk through.
Unless you're living under a rock, literally, then you have had to see our next guest. I don't know if you're a YouTuber, if you're on TikTok, if you're on Instagram, anywhere in social media, anywhere that you can possibly see brand new original content, you know the best content is done on the internet. So this next performer has blown up, and we're so lucky to have him. Tony Talks is here. Tony Talks is here! We are so excited to have you here.
Thank you so much. I'm excited to be here. Just, oh my God, I'm so excited.
No, thank you for being here. Thank you for all of the joy you have brought us. You have brought us so much joy throughout these crazy past few years. You are so hysterically funny and brilliant at truly. I have saved your videos. They're on my phone whenever I'm having a bad day. I just have to play a little bit of something. Can you tell us where are you from? How did this start?
So I am from Fairfax, Virginia, and how this started, I'm not gonna lie, was I was younger, just creating little small music videos on my phone. And then over time, I started getting into wigs. And then from that point further, I just started creating, who Tony Talks is, putting aspects of me just recording small little videos, recording aspects of my mom and my sisters, because I'm the only boy. So it just all came apart, and then, Tony Talks, that's where it all came from. I just love to entertain.
Well, growing up, so you always wanted to be a performer, and you always had the idea of the character. And I read in some other interviews you had that these strong women and these funny characters, they're slightly inspired by your family, you, as you just said. What do they think about all of this? What do they think when they see the videos and see the little bits and pieces of you plus them and all of it put together?
So, okay, it was very cringy at first. I'm not gonna lie, because they didn't know. So it was very cringy because, I was impersonating my mom, my sister, my other sister, and, sometimes my little sister. But it's like, I was impersonating them, and, it wasn't just them. It was them mixed with, I worked several jobs. So, it was them with half the customers that I dealt with. But they reacted, and, they loved it. I mean, even now, my mom and believe it or not, my dad tries to give me different ideas of different videos that I should do and stuff like that to even impersonate them. Because let me tell you something, if I had a reality show, it would be because my family is just that chaotic. So, yeah.
No, I love it. And when you decided to start creating content, of course, the goal is always to, I understand as an artist, like you want to be successful. You want your message to get out there. You want joy. what is the ultimate goal? Like what do you want people to watch your videos to take away from what you do?
So my biggest goal is just for people to understand how rewarding it can be if you be yourself. Like, I mean, as cliche as it sounds, I struggled with that a lot when I was younger. So it's just like to be able to have such a huge support team, to be able to have financial gain from what I'm doing, to be able to be in this house and all this other stuff, just by authentically being myself. That's the biggest message I want people to get. Like, I'm quirky, I'm strange, I'm unique. It's just like, I do a lot of crazy things that, if it wasn't on camera and it was just in regular life, people would look at me and be like, what are you doing? So it's just like, to be able to have all this, I just want people to see that, being yourself is so rewarding. And that's the biggest message.
Well, I think it's so important. In my day, listen, in my day job, when I'm not doing this or doing my nonsense, I teach in 5th grade in New Jersey. And when I go back to school in September and they see that I'm speaking to you, I'm automatically like teacher of the year. But no, truly, trust me. When they say to me, who's your favorite YouTuber? Before this past year, I'm like, I'm old. I'm 38 years old. YouTube. I'm watching CNN. YouTuber. I'm no YouTube. So now that I get to say that I talk to you, major cool points. But but for the youth that's watching you, I think what's so important to me as you're very honest about your personal life. You're very honest sometimes about your struggles, and in your videos, even you've done campaigns for the LGBTQI plus community. You've done advertisements or whatever. Is that a part of, not to be too personal, but is that a part of your message? Like you live in your own light and it radiates. It's so beautiful to see. And I know that there are young children out there who struggle with their self-identity and who they are. They get to turn on their phone and their computer and see you. Tony, that it saves lives. Like it literally will save lives and give acceptance to so many people.
Yeah. And it's beautiful. It really is, because to go back to what the question you were asking earlier, and it kind of resonates with this as well, is that, I'm making videos also for my younger self, and it's just like, don't get emotional. My thing with me is that it's just, I want my younger self to be proud to grow up to be me. You know what I'm saying? So I work very hard and consistently so my younger self could just be excited to grow up to be me. And then with me doing that journey or going through that journey, it's inspiring a lot of younger people as well who, have trouble being themselves or scared to, tell the world they're gay, or not even just LGBTQ plus, issues, just like, anybody in general who's a little quirky or who's a little strange. And it's just like, I know that story is being told everywhere, but to actually live in it and be able to inspire those people along with my younger self, it is beautiful. I had a whole moment. I had a housewarming 2 days ago, and it was just beautiful because at the end of it, my whole family surprised me and said like happy birthday and congratulations and all that stuff. Let me say something. I burst out in tears. Like I couldn't even like finish the whole thing because it's something to feel seen. You know what I'm saying? Even though I do what I do on social media and stuff like that, to be seen by my actual family was a huge moment for me. And it gave me even more of the momentum to be like, okay, let's continue this, because I need these young boys and girls to feel just as seen as I did in that moment. You get what I'm saying? So
it has to be overwhelming. Is it overwhelming to think of the response? I'm sure it is overwhelming. Because you have to sit and be you and in this moment, and you're a real person with real issues and real problems and real things going on in a personal life and friends and family and etc. And then to just take off. Do you remember the first moment when you thought this is actually going to go viral? Like this is something that's growing?
Yeah. Okay. So I was working at CarMax, not to be, naming names or anything, but I genuinely liked CarMax. Yeah. I mean, okay. So I genuinely liked it. It was a job. But yeah, I saw that one of my videos, the Clock Out For Me videos, started getting really, really big. And then people at my job started recognizing that. And, it was weird because I was although I was doing it for like 7 years prior to, I was still, it was a level of insecurity still there. It was like I was putting myself out into the world, but not wanting the world to know me, if that makes any sense. Mm-hmm. So when people around my job started recognizing who I was from that one video, I was just like, oh my gosh. But then I remember I prayed about it and I was manifesting it in my car, saying that, you know, the minute I get one video that the world sees, I'm going to keep going and take it to a place where it's past social media and it goes to TV and movies and all that stuff. Because I was portraying, not portraying, I was, what's the word I'm looking for? I was trying to be like a very professional actor. I was doing it the very traditional route. And when I got a little taste of what, you know, social media and, you know, today's generation and all that stuff can really do for you by that one video that went viral, it, you know, I wouldn't even say it was overwhelming. It was just super exciting. I didn't feel like I had to create something that matched that video. It was just like, you know, people see me and I'm going to give them a reason to keep watching.
Well, if there's anybody, listen, everybody out there, if there's anybody who you think should be on a sitcom or has I have done SNL as an actor for years at bits, pieces, and parts. This is a sketch master. Like, you are an improv sketch and acting school. What makes me laugh so much is, so I went to acting school later in life. At 33 years old, I've always wanted to be an actor, and I went for Meisner training. And Meisner training is repetition. You repeat the lines back and forth to find meaning. When I watch you say grande and grande and grande and grande and I and all of this stuff, that I'm like, he's axed his teeth off. No, it is way harder to do what you do than it is if you were doing a Shakespeare sonnet, because you find the nuances, the behavior, and all of the movement and voice and character all within this little moment. So how does the writing come about? What is a day that you're shooting? What is it like? Do you write a script? Is it improv? Do you have help? What's behind the scenes of Tony Talk?
Okay. So the beginning was improv. So the very beginning, I had like a general idea of what I wanted it to be. Like, okay, I'm going to get fired in this video. So I would just say so many different improv lines. And then in editing, I would, you know, piece everything together and stuff like that. But then over time, I wanted to get more of a structure, because when people collab with me and stuff like that, I want to be able to present to them like something like an actual script and all that stuff. So I started getting more into writing scripts and stuff. So, but to rewind a little bit, when I was making my videos in the very beginning, I had this one guy, his name is Chino, and I'm gonna always say this because he did really help me. He told me that I should work on my comedic timing. So from that day, I took that as critique, and I was just like, okay, so let me go ahead and try to find a way to get all the punchlines in within a minute, because people's attention spans are like this. So I was like, let me go ahead and get it all in a minute. So that's what initiated the whole script writing, because I was like, okay, I want to make sure I knock out everything when I can. So I started script writing, and then from that point forward, everything I do is written out now. So yeah, and as for a day in my life, let me tell you something. So when I was working at CarMax, let's start there. I would work, my schedule was, I had 2 days off, but I don't remember the days. So let's just say it was Saturday and Sunday. So I would work from Monday through Friday, and I would write scripts while I was at work. So I would write my scripts. One time I accidentally sent my script to one of my customers, but my manager was cool, so it was fine. But so I would write my scripts or whatever at work. And then those 2 days I was off is when I would film like 7 or 8 videos, like both days. Like I would be very hard on myself to do that. And then throughout the week, the next week, I would edit and post. So at my lunch breaks, I would edit, and then I would post either when I got off, or like, it was truly a second job for me. And then when I started realizing that, you know, I was making more doing that than my actual job, that was my sign that I need to go ahead and go. So fast forward, we're done with the job. I decided to quit. We'll get more into that later. Then as for like now, present day, I don't do 5 or 6 videos because I learned mentally it started like messing me up a little bit. So I toned it down. So what I'll do is I'll make sure my scripts are all good the day before. And then that morning I'll wake up at like 11 or 12, you know, not too early. Wake up at 11 or 12. And then that's when I would film as much as I can, try to edit the same exact day, and then have like footage backhand so I can be able to just post if I don't feel like filming the next day. So hopefully that made sense. That was a lot of rambling.
No, you're not. No rambling. No, that makes total sense. I have a lot of people who write about getting started. A lot of people have asked me about how do you get started? How do you post something? What do you do? And I think that for you, does it start with the idea? Is it all about the idea coming up with you have your characters? What is the advice you give to young social media content and actors and creators out there?
Yeah, okay, so that's a great question. So as for my ideas, they come with life. Okay, so let me explain that. Because some people get like, and it happened to me too. Like, you know, you don't know what to post, you don't know what to do, blah, 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 blah. A lot of people don't realize how interesting your life is and how interesting people, like people would love to see you just make coffee in the morning. Like you don't know your audience until you just keep posting and they find you. My biggest advice to everyone is don't try to find your audience. You know what I'm saying? Because then if you try to find your audience, then you're making content for them and you're not making content for yourself and letting people, you know, gravitate towards you. That's your true and authentic audience. So anytime I get like a mental block or I get like a mental whatever, I just experience life more. That's what that means because my ideas come from me and you talking. My ideas come from me getting out the bed and accidentally like falling out the bed or something. So it's just like my ideas come from life. And then I just use my phone. I take a note down, or recently I started recording myself and I'll say what happened. And then I'll just keep that. So then when I get out of ideas or something like that, then I can just go back to my phone, look at what happened that day, and then create some magic from that. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, that's such a brilliant. I just saw a video about, you know, if you are moved by it, if you love what you're putting out there, then other people, that's infection, that I don't know what the word is, that your energy is reciprocated by us and we then can send it back to you.
Yeah, definitely.
And you find your people. Well, I have a favorite. Can I tell you my favorite? Can I tell you what I love when you go to Starbucks. It's literally the Starbucks videos through the years. My favorite. They get as the minute goes on, it's funny, it's so clever, it so takes you on a wild turn where it's like, would you the size and what would you like with it and the random ingredients that you put into it. But then when you get to where did the ideas for the celebrity, the celebrity names, where do the sound effects come from? The screaming, the yelling, the Beyonce wind machine. What? Yeah. Where does all of your where is that all from? If you don't mind us, so we could all steal it.
Of course, yeah. I'm an open book. Let me tell you, I'm an open book. So my thing is, I like chaotic comedy. Like I like just you don't know what's gonna happen, but then you kind of know because it brings you back. So you kind of know. But I like the chaoticness of it all and. I wanted to, now honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know where Starbucks came from. I don't know why. I do know because I have a friend who goes there every single day. So I think that's probably where it came from, but I don't remember that to be honest. But I just like chaotic comedy. So I like it to start off because at first I was making fun of my friend because of how she orders at Starbucks and how I'm not a huge Starbucks goer. I honestly just like found out what my go-to drink is. So, you know, that was very recent. So I don't really shop at Starbucks that much. So that video was to kind of make fun of like how Starbucks doesn't really have like a definite menu. It's like everything everyone orders is off the menu. So I tried to create something like that, make it a little extra. And then when it came to celebrities, I don't know where that came from. It was an idea that popped in my head. It started with Beyonce. And then once I did it, I realized how fun it was to make videos like that. And then to see the reaction was really, really nice. So I was like, okay, I have fun. People like it. I'm going to just keep doing it. And, you know, granted, I don't like patterns or I don't like to be locked into anything. So that's why you don't see a Starbucks video every day. I know that's what people want, but, you know, I do it like once a month or anything like that. So it's not expected. It's very random. That's what I like.
No, I think that's so brilliant. I think that's what's fun because you don't know what you're going to pull out of your hat, and you have there's multiple looks. I mean, if you want to see, here's some of there's some of the famous characters, and the wigs are as famous as you are. The look? Okay, how did the look? I know you get asked this all the time. How did the look start? How did the wigs, the height, the whole thing? Where did it come from?
Okay. So I know you probably think this is my hair, but it's not.
I-
But no, but for real though, underneath all of this,
No,
you know,
this audience here, they don't know that. So
I
please
know.
school the people. Please school the people.
Okay, so underneath all of this, you know, magic. This is one of my hats actually. Underneath this is my hair is pretty tall, like itself. And when I first started making these videos, like the clock out when I went like pretty viral, I put the wig on my head and I just didn't feel like pressing it down or anything. So I just laid it on top. And then I noticed in the comments that people were like loving how it was just like not on my head correctly. And that's when I was like, okay, well, I mean, it's a lot of work to try to flatten my hair and put it on. So if people are liking it like that, I'll just keep doing it. And then after that, I realized that I started growing a love to it because it made me, it made me feel like more unique than just like a guy who's just putting a wig on his head. So I started finding ways to make it higher. And I was like, okay, my hair picks out to like a certain length. So let me find something that makes it higher. So then the secret, and I'll again exclusively let you know here, is I will put a hat underneath it, like a beanie. And then, you know, my hair was holding the beanie up and then put the wig over top of the beanie. And then that's why in some of my videos, I didn't shake my hair as much. That's because it would have fell right off. I have so many takes of my wigs just falling right off during filming. So, you know, that's definitely a blooper that I'm thinking about putting into like a little things. I'm sure people would love to see that. And then I decided to get this new hat. And what I do is put this in a bun and then, you know, put it all the way up here and then do that. And then it stands on top of that. So it's like, that's where that came from. It's just a mess.
Well, that's what I love. I love it. I love the more the mess, the messier the better. That's, you know, come on, give us all the mess. Well, I know that you are a serious actor. I know that, and you can sing. Like you have quite the little voice there.
You know, I can do a little something. I can hold a little tune. Yeah.
No, you can hold a little tune. I am excited to see what happens to Tony. I'm sure you get a million messages a day. I'm sure popular, famous people have reached out and have talked to you. I'm sure that there's talks and you have plans and ideas for all sorts of things. But I can't wait to obviously see what Tony talks. But as Antonio, as you, as the person, there's so many traits and characteristics that you can do so many things. I'm so excited to see your rise continue and to see it transfer and move and become whatever's you would like. The world is truly yours. I'm so excited for you.
Thank you so much. Like that genuinely means definitely when you said Antonio, that really meant a lot. I almost struck something. But yeah, no, I genuinely received that and feel that because, you know, my biggest thing is I want to find a way and not I will because just like I got here, I'm very like what is it manifest kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm really good at manifesting my life. I'm not gonna even like lie or not toot my horn on that. But you know, I wanted the message out there that it's gonna get bigger than, you know, social media and just your phones and stuff like that because, you know, I love where I'm at, but I'm always here for growth and I'm always here for finding ways to expand. And even if it's not me, my thing is I want to expand and create opportunities for people around me and for people who were just like me. So it's like, you know, I definitely want to create like a space where it's fun, but also, you know, you are still having to do the work. Like, for example, the reason why I got more so into this untraditional route to the movie screen and stuff like that is because when I was following the traditional route, I like to talk and I like to be, you know, I like to know people's business and get all in their lives and try to motivate them and stuff like that. And in a callback setting, that's not necessarily the place for that. So it's like, you know, I would be in a callback room just like, you know, trying to talk to my competitors apparently. And, you know, it's very dismissive. It's very it just wasn't a fun environment. And it took away the fun from wanting to be an actor because it seemed like everyone was just trying to attack each other. So this untraditional route, yeah, it made it more fun to me. And then I want to make sure when I create, you know, Tony Talk Studios or whatever, I want to make sure it's a place where you don't feel threatened by your own talents, where you're actually rewarded. And yeah, of course, you know, competition is a thing. I don't want to act like that's not a real thing, but a fun competition where you don't go home feeling like your life is ruined because you didn't make something or something like that.
Well, that out of everything we talked about, and I hate to take time up of your time to talk about my crazy, but when I was 18, I had gone to Juilliard at Lincoln Center for musical theater. I went on an audition for a Broadway show. They literally laughed me out of the room, and I never performed for 15 years because the business is built on fear. It's built on holding you down. It's hold on competition and hating each other when there's enough room and space for everybody. So for me, I never got success, whatever that means, until I felt genuinely who I was. And a lot of people don't get what I do. And I'm sure that there's a legit agent out there that can talk to you and say, well, what are we? You made your own lane. You created your own type. Now there's the Tony Talks type. They're going to get us the Tony Talks type of person. You created that. And you're the trailblazer of that. And there will be people that come after you who get to see you and be who they are. But that's real about this business. And now all of those agents back then are now looking for how many followers does the person have? How many streams do they have? Because we're living in the world of it's all here. It's all on your phone and on your computer.
Mm-hmm.
So,
ever since videos started getting vertical and stuff like that, that's when, and I had to adapt to that because I loved making videos that was horizontal because I felt like it was more movie, but I have no problem adapting to make sure, your name gets out there in an authentic way. And I started making it vertical. I started realizing that those 1 minute videos may have to even come down to like 30 seconds or so. And I was like, that sucks. But, if that's what you need to do to get the attention of these big people. And, the thing is, when I was pursuing acting, I was signed under a talent direct agency and audition source talent agency. So I had 2 agents and, needless to say, not bad mouthing any of them because one of them was amazing. They started with me from the beginning to even now. I'm not necessarily on their roster, but I'm so cool with Lauren who like owns it. So it's just, she supported me from back then to now. And my thing is, even with that, it just wasn't fun. I didn't feel like the child Tony and me that, was like, I'm going to be an actor. I'm going to be in movies and stuff like that. And me pursuing that, it just wasn't as fun. And I feel like that's what your career and your life is supposed to be, or else, you make a little early and not happy. Right. So it's just like, I found an untraditional way to do it. And now I'm going to tell everyone else how fun it is to do things the untraditional way. So
it sure is. Well, you inspired me. That was the most inspiring chat. Thank you for all that you are. Everybody, I mean, if you're the 4 people in the world who have not followed or subscribed, you can go to I Am Tony Talks on IG. He's on TikTok, officially Tony Talks. You can go there and follow all of the videos as well. And then, of course, the YouTube channel is up and running. The world is your oyster. I'm so excited to see what happens. Thank you so much for spending time and being here with us. Congrats on your happy birthday, happy house, happy future, happy everything. Let's go. We're excited.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
And my show's yours. It's an honor. Thank you so much. How wonderful was he? I saw the comments, Sam. I saw the comments, Abby. Yeah, he is sunshine, brightness, and he's taking the world into his own hands. And that's the kind of stuff that really moves me and makes me feel he's hilarious, right? Thank you so much. I had so much fun. It was a really great conversation with him. He's really funny, and he's such a bright light. But he's got like 1 million TikTok followers and Instagram followers and everything. And then I thought he wasn't going to promote it, and then he tweeted it today, and I was like, uh-oh. So welcome to the roundtable. If you're brand new and you saw it through Tony, I so appreciate him spreading some love. Also, when we had the hosts of the show, we had the house on from Fox Soul. Well, I ended up watching all the episodes because they were on, and I found Funky Geneva. Funky Geneva is named Quentin Latham, who has a huge following on YouTube. He does gossip. And but that wasn't why I wanted him on. The reason I wanted him on is thank you, Abby. That's the goal. Yeah, they're fun, they're entertaining, but they all have a story. We all have a journey and a story, and we all need motivation, positivity, and joy. Peace, love, joy. You'll give them peace, you'll give them love, you'll give them joy. as Whitney said. So let me introduce you to Quentin Latham. You can follow him on YouTube too, and you're going to see an interview. The sound got funky in the beginning. Warning, but it gets better. I pinky swear, promise. You can follow Tony Talks, like I said. And here's Funky Geneva, Q Latham. He was an accountant who got fired, got unemployment, and decided, I don't ever want to freaking work for somebody else ever again. I've created a YouTube channel, and I'm going to let that inspire me. The rest is history. He's never been in an office since. Here's my chat with Funky Geneva. Okay, everybody. I was literally scrolling the internet a couple of months ago, and I became obsessed and fell into this rabbit hole on YouTube, which then took me to Fox Soul, which then took me to Instagram, which then took me all over. You may know this next performer as Funky Geneva. Q is here. And when I heard the story of how this happened, I was like, we need to have this conversation. Q, welcome to the Roundtable.
Thank you so much, Robert, for having me. I'm curious to know about this rabbit hole you went down and how you found it.
Okay, this is how it happened. How it happened was I was very gracious enough to have the people from the house, Fox Soul's The House, on the show.
Okay.
And I'm kind of obsessed with Cheryl, and I'm obsessed with them, Aaron, and all of them. And they sent me this season before the season aired, and Dineva is on the show. So I'm like, okay, I'm a man of a certain age, extra white, extra New Jersey.
Right.
I start watching Fox Soul. I'm a queer artist. I have so I'm like, this is my show. I love this. Is like the view for my people. And then I get to your episode, and I'm like, you were an accountant who left his job, created this character.
Yeah.
And as a school teacher who quit the musical theater world and the acting world out of fear, I related to your story so much that I just was fascinated and needed to know more. Besides the fact that you're hysterical. So,
Thank you. Wow. We have that away from traditional jobs. What the world says you're supposed to do for something a bit more unconventional, a bit more soul. Wow.
It's a real thing.
Are you single?
I am not single.
Damn it.
No, well, listen, I know about you. I heard you talk about it. Can we talk about that? Do you mind?
Talk about it.
Because I want to know about your whole backstory. But when I watched you and heard you on this show, and thank you. You're so flattering, and I'll keep your number. And just
just in case.
you are you're very boundaried. That's what I was so moved by. Like the people you have relationships with know exactly. You're very upfront. They know what you're in for. This is what I'm putting up with. This is what I'm not.
Yeah.
You carry that personal attitude into your professional life as well. Are you somebody who comes to the table like, this is what you get when you hire Q?
Oh, almost definitely, and they hate it. It gets me in trouble at Fox Soul, and it gets in trouble. Here's a very funny story. I actually work at the radio station here, Hot 105, on Fridays. I do the drive home from 3 to 7. And when I called the program director about the job, he says, I hear you're back in the market. He says, so, what do you want to do? I said, well, I don't do mornings. I'm not coming in every day. I don't want a company email. I don't do Christmas parties or staff parties. He says, well, what do you do? And I said, maybe I can come in on like Tuesdays and Thursdays in the afternoon. And if you can accommodate that, then okay. And if you can't, you can go on about your same business. It's the same thing with me at Soul or anywhere else that I choose to partner with, this is me. This is what I have. This is what I'm willing to do. This is where I'm willing to bend. And this is what I'm not going to do. And Robert, my reasoning for that is I was so miserable being an accountant that I made a personal vow to myself that I will always keep myself in a situation where I can be happy and do whatever it is I want to do. And for me, that is why YouTube and all of my other solo streams of income will always take first position, because they allow me to walk into any space and make any demand I want. And if the other side can't acquiesce, that's totally fine, because guess what? I don't need it. And a lot of people don't like that attitude, especially when it comes from what's supposed to be an employee, because I am what you would consider unemployable. You know what I'm saying? I'm just not going to do what I don't want to do. And I don't have to. And you can gladly give me a separation notice, and I'll gladly go on about my business, and my life won't skip a beat.
But that's the dream. That's the, God is good. Or I literally, I had this conversation with him. I teach and I work every day, and it's great to have money and it's great to have consistency, but I'm an artist spirit and I have representation and I audition and do all of that stuff. And yesterday, a representative of mine said, do you think your acting is up to speed so that I could, and I wanted to drive my freaking car through their house. And then my friend said to me, what's the difference between you've created your own, this mess and all the nonsense I do, you've created your own, you don't need them. And it was an awareness that I never ever had, because we're taught in this business especially, it's fear, it's you do whatever they say, you take whatever they offer, because they're never going to hire you again. And when I heard your story, it really spoke to me, because that's the dream of all of us.
Listen, I will tell any creative, pour all your resources into your own thing. Let me tell you something, Robert. Every job I've ever gotten from representation, I don't want to insult anyone, but every true job that I've got has been as a result of the platform that I've built. Okay. Yeah. Pour all your resources into your own stuff. I always tell people, some people have the beauty of having those careers that they go out and they get agents and representation, and then they land an interview, and then bam, they take off. That's just never been my story. I've never been the one. I go on the auditions, I don't get the parts, you know what I'm saying? But then I get emails that straight up offer me parts with no audition based off this. You know what I'm saying? So I always tell any creative, pour all your time into your art and let the rest just come to you.
I'm here for that.
Yeah.
Well, your story, you're an accountant. And you create that, you take the wig, you start this character, you start this YouTube channel, it blows up. How did that character then translate to the pop commentary, the pop culture commentary, or the love and hip hop? How did this rocket ship all happen?
You know what? By mistake, it's all an accident. And it's funny, I laugh because I was a YouTuber before the word existed. The word influencer did not exist back then. The word YouTuber did not exist back then. People would say, what do you do for a living? And I used to feel so guilty, because I'd be like, I'm an actor, I'm a comedian. And that's not quite what I was, I don't think. But anyway, the character started out with me just venting, right? I would put that wig on, and somehow or another, I just became this magical being that could just say whatever I wanted to say, because I had this cloak on of a wig. Because mind you, I'm a boring corporate accountant.
Yeah, like
Then
this.
all of a sudden, just by chance, Love and Hip Hop Atlanta comes on VH1, and I just genuinely liked the show. So as part of anything, you know, my character, she's conversational. She's having this conversation with her girlfriend Nessa. I'm like, Nessa, girl, did you see this show? And I'm just talking and talking and talking. And before you know it, I've covered 4, 5, 6 episodes of this show. And believe it or not, Robert, it created an entire genre of YouTube videos. Like, I'm not going to sit here. I can't go through the complete history of YouTube and say I'm the first person who created the reality TV review, but I'm definitely one of the ones who revolutionized that whole genre of you can become famous from reviewing reality TV because now everyone's doing it, you know, which is fine and well. They can't do it as good as me, but you know, they're doing it. And believe it or not, within 6 months of me creating that character, I get a phone call from the producers of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta asking me, could they license my videos to be a part of the reunion? And Candy Burris from the Real Housewives of Atlanta, she was a friend of mine at the time. I knew nobody from the business. And I said, Candy, these people are calling me, asking me about licensing fees. I don't even know what that means. And she says, well, do you mind if I get my agent involved? And I said, sure. Long story short, her agent, who's now my agent, Tracy Christian, is actually the person who sold Love and Hip Hop to VH1. So Tracy calls me. She says, I got good news and bad news. I said, well, give me the good news. She says, the good news is I convinced them instead of using your videos to use you. I'm like, wow. She says, the bad news is they're not going to pay you. I was like, that's not that bad. You know what I'm saying? And then, believe it or not, that was my very first television appearance, season 1 Love and Hip Hop Reunion. And literally, it just spiraled from there.
Wow. You talk about how it's meant to be.
Yeah.
Like yours is yours.
Yeah. Yeah. And it literally came from me being genuine to myself, having fun with these YouTube videos, not trying to be anyone. This was never, ever supposed to be a career, Robert. When I started, it didn't exist. You know what I'm saying? This whole planet of YouTuber making money from home, it did not exist. You know, this was just me playing around. And once I got fired and started collecting unemployment in Georgia, which was $1,400 at the month, I get this email from YouTube, and they're like, we would like to offer you partnership. You had to be, you know, invited in at the time. And I think the first month I made like $30. The second month I made like maybe $150. And I remember when I got fired, I said, if I can get these videos to make $1,500 to match the $1,500 I'm getting in unemployment, then I will at least try this for 2 years. And if not, I'll go back to doing accounting. And I've been blessed. I've never had to go back.
Never gone back.
Never had to go back.
Do you, when you got fired, if I could talk about this with you for a moment,
Please.
when you got fired, and you have talked about in other interviews about the like not wanting to be there, not doing the job you were supposed to do, you get fired. Was there any fear? Did you have any anxiety about paying the bills, making it work, or was it just like, screw it, I'm out?
When that man called me and fired me, so it's a funny story. I had been out. I was out sick. I was out for 4 days. I called my boss, John, and said, listen, John, I've already been out for 4 days. I might as well stay out Friday, either come in over the weekend or start fresh on Monday. And he goes, you know what, Quentin? He says, you've been out this long. This creates a nice stopping point. So I think, you know, we're going to go ahead and let you go because you're not happy. I looked at the phone and I rolled my black ass over and went back to sleep. Okay. That's what I did in that moment. I was just like, I'm sick. I'm not even dealing with this in the moment. As far as fear and anxiety around paying the bills, I'm very honest with you. No, there wasn't any because accounting is one of those skill sets that everybody can't do. And there are so many temp agencies for accountants. You literally can walk in on Monday, interview with the temp agent, and they place you somewhere on Thursday. So the fear for me was not about paying the bills because I always knew I could have another job in 3 days. The fear was, what am I going to do because I'm making the choice to not take that route? That was the fear. It was like, okay, like you, all of your education is in this. You don't have much money saved. Your education wise, you're not qualified to do anything else. But Robert, I was so miserable that I knew whatever I did, if it was dog grooming, it had to work. I just knew it had to work. And that's why I always tell people there can't be a plan B. Because when there's a plan B, when things get hard, you will lean on that plan B. And funny story, really quickly. Following this, so I do the Love and Hip Hop reunion or whatever the case may be. And that was great. I do that for free. I don't get paid. They fly me to New York. A couple of months later, VH1 calls me again and they say we're doing a Love and Hip Hop Dirty Little Secret special. And so I get to the set and I fill out my employment paperwork. Well, who would have thought they turned that in to the Georgia Department of Labor? That week, I didn't get an unemployment check, which meant my unemployment was now cut off. And I had a choice to make. I literally could have gone to the unemployment office and I could have said, hey, this was a one-time job. I only got paid this. I'm still unemployed. But I said to myself, nope, the safety net has been pulled from up under you. You got to now go harder with these videos to make up that money. And then that's just really, again, no plan B. I was like, you just got to go balls to the wall.
Q, this is the stuff. Yeah, you're hysterical. I love it. I love the content. I love the videos. I love the background. I love the pictures of Funky. I'm the behind you. Like, it's all perfect. But when you're so good at telling your story, you're so grounded in who you are, and you give so much honesty that I was just so drawn to this because this is what people are afraid to tell. You don't shy from your opinion. You don't shy from controversy. You don't shy from if it's relationships, if it's addiction, if it's money. You have always been so honest about it. Where does that strength come from? What is the lesson that you want when you tell your truth that you want us to take away?
You only get one life to live, and the purest life is the most authentic life. What true benefit do you get by being non-authentic? It's heavy. It really is heavy. It's one thing to have to play a character and get paid for it. It's another to have to walk out in the world and play a character. No, it's so funny. I tell people all the time, it baffles me that I get positively rewarded for being outspoken. It's the stupidest thing to me on earth because what it suggests is that we socialize our children and our society to be liars, to not tell the truth, to be meek, to be quiet, to go along, to get along. And so, like, it is the most gratifying thing that I literally get paid for breathing. Like, the world thinks I'm special. The world thinks that I am doing something so magnificent. Me, I'm like, world, I bamboozled the shit out of you guys because I'm literally just waking up being me. But because so many people are inauthentic, those of us who are authentic get celebrated. Isn't that weird?
I understand. Weird. Yeah, we've been taught to be in a box and follow these norms.
Yeah.
Well, I'm inspired. I have been inspired. I think it's such an inspiring, a really inspiring story about just being when you have no plan B.
Yeah.
We'll make it work.
Well, with these new abortion laws, ladies, there's not going to be any Plan B for real. So,
No. Plan B. Next they're
it's
gonna
gonna be real.
come for everything else.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the truth. How did the partnership with Fox Soul come about? How did TGIF with, what a lineup? It's you, it's Claudia Jordan, it's Al Reynolds,
Mm-hmm.
who, if you're of a certain, I'm not trying to insult Al, but if you're from a certain time and age and you are a part of certain culture, like I grew up with Wendy, I grew up with WBLS. He was doing back in the day. He was very smart. I watched this episode and I'm like, where has this show been? I need these personalities. How did this all come about? And can you tell us a little bit about it?
Yes, hold on, it's cold. Let me turn this fan off really quickly.
Sure, no worries. Sure.
Okay, so another funny story. We are at Cynthia Bailey from the Real Housewives of Atlanta. We're at her wedding. And we sit through the wedding, and then you know how they convert the wedding room from the wedding to the eating part. Okay, so during that little 45 minutes or an hour, we're literally all standing outside getting cocktails and hors d'oeuvres or whatever the case may be. Somehow or another, Claudia Jordan, Gary with the T, Al Reynolds, and myself all ended up in a corner of a hallway somewhere, just drinking our free cocktails. I mean, it was taking them too goddamn long to turn the room. So at this point, we're getting tipsy. People are hungry. Al Reynolds stole a whole bottle of champagne from behind the bar. So he's walking around pouring champagne in people's cups or whatever. Now, I had known Gary from around Atlanta. Me and Gary had worked together. I had known Claudia on a high-buy basis. We had did some work. I met her through Candy. We were not friends, but we were friendly. Her number was in my phone, yada, yada, yada. Me and Gary were friends. I had never met Al in my life. But we are just in the corner, kikiing, having a good-ass time. Tippy. We're beyond tipsy. We're drunk at this point. And Claudia was already working at Fox Soul. Now, Claudia and I have two different versions of this story. Claudia's version was she invited us on the show always with the intentions of it being a pilot. Okay? I don't remember that. My version of the story is I was simply invited on her show to be a guest. I thought it was just going to be me and Claudia on the show. When we get in the little studio thing, I see a box that says Al Reynolds. I see a box that says Gary with the T. And then a light bulb went off. I said, oh, okay, I see what's about to happen here. Like, this is like a test. We do it. And literally 45 minutes to an hour after the episode, James DeBose, the president of Fox Soul, called and said, if you guys can do what you just did every Friday and you'll take this dollar amount, you start next Friday. And that's literally how the show, that's literally how it came about.
Well, what's yours is yours. I mean, that's what it is.
Yeah. And let me also add, we have consistently, from the moment we've aired, been the #1 show on Fox Soul.
Well, it's so entertaining. The personalities, your points of view, and the way you all come about and see things. It is absolute. If you want to catch up on the week and you want to hear the tea, literally, you have to check it out. You can download the Fox Soul app. You can go to the Fox Soul YouTube channel. You can go to foxsoul.tv and make sure you can catch up on all of the past episodes. So you can
Yep. And if you also Roku, Tubi, if you have all those different smart TVs, it's on there. You can catch us just about everywhere.
Oh, it's a fun.
Thank you. It's a fun show to do. We have our battles. we have our The View moments. We have our moments. We have our, when you get off the air, can you believe what that bitch said? We have those moments. We're human. But we're a good bunch. And it's a great show.
It sure is. So if you want to know a unique take on all of the hot topics of the day, Claudia, Al, and this one right here is make sure you check it out on Friday. How do you fit the time to run Funky Geneva, to run TGIF, to run all the other projects you do? How do you prioritize your day? Like what is it like to keep yourself together and organized?
So the beautiful thing is when you, again, going back to our earlier conversation, when you work for yourself per se, or when you are the boss, you get to do whatever you want to do. I've been a YouTuber now for 13 years, so I'll tell anybody boldly, I've earned the right to do whatever the fuck I want to do when I want to do it. The beautiful thing is Fox Soul is only an hour and a half, 2 days a week. The radio, remember I told them I'm not coming in every day. The radio, I'm not doing these days. So, the radio is only on Fridays. Believe it or not, my biggest enemy is procrastination and laziness. Because I have the time and I can create my own time, I procrastinate a lot. And so what I have had to do is I've had to put mechanisms in place. Like I hired a personal trainer and I started going to the gym 3 days a week, early in the mornings. That way it forced me to begin to wake up in the morning and start my day like a normal person. Because if not, I literally sleep till 1 o'clock. Like I'm being very honest with you. I set my alarm clock today for 2:45 just to wake up and shower and put my face on to do this, simply because I can. You know what I'm saying? So there are days, and shit, my CPA is waiting for me to send over my tax documents, and that's been like sitting in the corner for the longest. So as a creative, sometimes we're not the most organized people, but you just find a way to get it done.
Well, you're doing a pretty damn good job. I just felt aged myself when you said 13 years of YouTube. Teaching 5th grade, like that's my whole kid's life. Then they say to me, like, who's your favorite YouTuber? And I would be like, they're going to be 39 years old. Like I grew up with freaking Family Matters and Full House. What the hell are you talking about YouTube?
Same
But now, there's so much original content. And when everything is so whitewashed and watered down on television, to find other outlets, either on YouTube or on streaming platforms like Fox Soul, it gives artists more of a home and a voice. So I'm all about that.
And there's one thing I also want to add to that. There used to be a time, and I'll tell any artist out there used to be a time, especially when I started, that I call them the TV girls. The girls that were working in TV, they thought they were better than, they would treat you like you were less than. Oh, you just do the internet. When I started dabbling in the TV, and I was like, oh, well, you bitches don't get paid, number one. And you bitches have to listen. I always tell anybody, the internet is the wild, wild west. Everything is shifting from TV and traditional Hollywood to original content. And it pays more. TV does not pay. It doesn't pay. It does not pay. The shit does not pay. Okay? Until you become Jennifer Aniston or somebody on Friends, TV does not pay. All right? I look at some of my friends. I just got through doing a sitcom for BET. And they paid me whatever they paid me. And I was on set each day for 14 hours. I said, oh, no. I thought I wanted to break into acting. I said, oh, no, ma'am. I make way more money doing an hour and a half from my home studio with my little minimal setup. I make more money in an hour and a half than I did in a week doing 14-hour days on TV. Internet me, please. And I tell people all the time, I will stay my ass right here on the internet just as long as Al Gore's internet is live. I will remain here with no problem.
That's right. And you don't have to work for anybody. You're your own boss. And that's
what a lot of people don't understand. You've got to know what you're in it for. Some people like the fame. I always tell people fame is nothing but a jail cell lined in gold. It's only good for one thing. That's getting you in the club for free. And I'm 39. I'll be 39 years old in August. All right. I'm beyond club age. People running up to you in Target and Walmart, it's flattering and stuff, but it also can get annoying at times. I'm in it for the freedom. Robert, I don't have to be a big movie star. I don't have to make $1 million. I don't need a mansion if that means I have to work hard and give up my freedom and do 14 hours on set. Again, like I said, I laid down until 2:45 p.m. and got up to do this. And when I finish, I'm going to go wipe my makeup off and get my ass back in bed and finish watching Stranger Things.
yes.
Right. So,
let's
my rent's paid. I've got food in the refrigerator. What more could I ask for?
And I'm sure people still bother you at Target and Walmart, but
they do, and it's fine. But that, for some people want that life. Yeah. I just want the freedom.
I hear that. You get to do what you want. It's scary. I think anyone who has had the opportunity to have people that are a little too, we talked about your boundaries, people that don't respect your boundaries, it gets very scary. It is. I like that. A cage with gold is what it's like.
Yeah.
You are such a pleasure. Q, where have you been? Why? I
don't know.
I'll be 39 in October. And,
go ahead.
I think when you're of a certain age, you grow into it comes at the right time. I feel better about this now than if I was 21. It would have been.
My 20s were a mess. And the confident, brazen person that I am right now, I'd have never been this person in my 20s. This is growth. This is experience. This is heartbreak. This is rejection. This is the industry telling me no when the answer should have been yes.
Yeah.
That's what all of this is. You know what I'm saying? And then when you finally find that you, that's when they really start to hate you, meaning the powers that be. But that's when you really begin to just live in you and the world opens up. It's like you find your superpower. And the takeaway from this for everyone, and I don't care if you're a chef, a janitor, a bus driver, you have to find your you, your most authentic you. And I promise, once you unlock that, you've unlocked the secret to the world. And the world's yours.
You better preach that word. Yeah. That's the truth.
It is.
You're a pleasure. Everybody find your you. Make sure you follow Q right here on Miss Funky Geneva on Instagram. Go to YouTube, subscribe if you're one of the 8 people who have not subscribed already.
Right.
And make sure you find that Fox Soul app and or you find it on Roku or Apple TV or on YouTube and stream TGIF with Claudia Jordan, Al Reynolds, and Funky Geneva Q right here as we are. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me. We must do this again.
Of Stranger Things.
Yes, we must.
Thank you for being here. I love this show. I love these guests. I love both of them. Thanks for another fabulous roundtable, says Abby Robert. Always treating us with the best guests, even whilst on a trip. I hope you have a good trip with your family. Enjoy. Everybody, thank you for being here. I try to find people that inspire me and move me. I'm happy for Funky Geneva following his dreams and passion and all his success. Inspirational, great words of wisdom. Yeah, he's a little rough around the edges. He's an aggressive guy. But I was flattered. I'm a taken man, but I was flattered. But what a star, what a story to sit around and talk about it. Find your you, finish your business, as my album is about. Those are the stories that inspire me the most. Those are the things that make me the most excited. So I am moved by other people's journey. It makes me want to keep going, even on shows when I don't feel like we get good views, even on days where I feel like I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Um, as I'm making a Christmas album, and as we're building this new show in October that's going to be live, and this show keeps growing and going. Sometimes they're great, sometimes they're not, and sometimes I wonder what's the point? Should I keep going? And then I hear people like that, and all you got to do is keep going. Live in your authentic you. So for me to you, have the most wonderful night. I'll be back next Thursday with a brand new show all about queer as folk. Make sure if you want to send a tip, you send a tip. Make sure if you want to know more about me, you go to robertbannon.com. Hope to see you at my show. I know Christine's got her ticket already. And next week, Chris Renfro and Armand Fields are here. They're both great. I loved Queer as Folk streaming right now on Peacock, and I can't wait to join them with you. Y'all are the best. From LA, I'll be back Monday. Plenty of time to get ready for you on Thursday. Have a great weekend, everybody. Take care of yourself and take care of one another. Make sure to watch the Roundtable Talk on YouTube right now. The Roundtable Talk on YouTube right now. Continue with me. Go right now. Neil DiStalfo, right now off Broadway, about to star in Stephen Colbert's new Comedy Central show called Cartoon News. Make sure you check out Neil DiStalfo. It's running right now. There's a whole new channel on YouTube. Like, subscribe, hit the notification button, and I'll see you all next week. Thank you so much. Bye, everybody. Are we still here?